So today I sat down expecting to make a couple YouTube shorts and be done with it. However, in that moment, I felt something and I knew something was wrong. Because this is not a normal thing that I felt, but rather I wanted to acknowledge the long form content that people have been yearning. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to be able to learn, you have to be able to extract the information that you gain and be able to utilize it in your very life, right? And I'm beginning to question the effectiveness of these shorts. Now, despite the fact that these shorts have been able to been produced at with a much shorter amount of time frame, along with more spontaneous reaction and more benefit to myself in terms of public speaking and ability to fabricate these ideas and morals that I have deep down within my brain at a momentary standard, I'm considering that long form content in many cases can be much better. Now, today, this is just a one-off episode, and I will be continuing the podcast, and I'm currently seeking guests for it. So if you have any suggestions, any people that you want me to interview, any thoughts, any suggestions, anything, you can leave it down in the comments, and I'm probably going to at least consider them at the very least. So yeah, I'll put everything into consideration. There's no judgment. So I just want to be able to express one thought that I had during this time period, because I don't think I can truly compress it within a minute. And that mostly lies in what is long form, being able to keep something sustaining for a long period of time. Because this is something that a lot of people have been unable to do. We've seen local business owners, all the way ranging from teachers to students to various people, even CEOs of large companies, unable to do this. And that's long form persistence. You need to be able to go and persist and be able to overcome these various challenges over the period of your lifetime. It's not various moments in your life wherein you can get momentary success and be done with it, because that's just not how life works. And despite the fact that we might have a lot of successive winnings, in the overall grand scheme of things, that means nothing. And that's something I had to learn through the process of this channel. So even if you aren't watching this video, if you are watching this video, at the end of the day, I do appreciate the fact that you're following along. But this journey has been incredibly impactful to me in a moral and ethical, especially a more thoughtful way, because of the fact that it helped me realize one important lesson, and that's that I struggle with long-term persistence. Especially for students nowadays, I've also noticed this trend, and despite the fact that I pride myself in being able to persist and not face burnout over long periods of time, this is something that's inevitable. Over time, all the ethics, all the goals, anything that you aspire to do, those are all going to get drowned out. Those are going to get diluted, and just not accepting that is part of the problem. For many individuals, the fact is that they just accept one path of their life. They just think, oh, I'm going to go towards this path, I'm not going to deter from it in any way, shape, or form, and I'm going to continue doing that until the day I die. And this, while beneficial, it can help you guide in some cases. It can help guide you, lead you down a path of morality, lead you down a path of interest, even knowledge, in fact. It can be detrimental to you as a person, because as individuals, we have emotions. We also have things that we seek from the nature around us. From the people around us, we seek social help. We make friends due to this very reason. It's not just evolutionary, because this fact that we are human doesn't just branch off the fact that we need other people to survive. And despite the fact that a lot of people from an ethical or empirical standpoint might say that humans only make friends, only have family in order to survive, because of an evolutionary standpoint, this is simply not true. Because if you look at early anthropology, humans could have done well on their own. And despite the fact that maybe we wouldn't even have close to the population that we do and near the amount of people that we have now, we could be able to sustain ourselves. It's just the fact that in the beginning we depended on others, and we relied that this sharing of skill sets, this combination of various factors, and the culmination of various people's individual characteristics can actually help benefit a society. We just saw the benefits way early on, and because of this, it's not even something that we can see now. Despite the fact that we've become evolved, we've produced this neocortex within our brain, and we've been able to expand our insight into various corners of the world. It's not really the fact that we as individuals are just unable to see it, it's just that we refuse to. Because if you look at how long-term persistence affects me especially, then you can see throughout this channel, it's been neglected in many sort of ways. Because if you think about it, This channel could have gone far more if I just been able to persist those few days that I didn't choose to do it. Because at the end of the day, I need to be able to continuously produce over a long period of time. And despite the fact that it's not a lack of ideas, it's a lack of time. And everything boils down to this, and it's just a factor of one word, and that is time. Because time is something that we all seek, it's all something that we go towards, and it's something that we rely upon. Because we can't really go a day without counting our minutes, without counting our hours, and without counting the amount of time that has elapsed since something happened. And we base ourselves, our characteristics, our importance, even acknowledgements upon this very principle. When we accomplish something in a short period of time, we feel like we're invincible. It gives us momentary satisfaction based on the principle that we as humans have been able to achieve something in shorter time than we have before. This is honestly the idea of self-importance, self-reflection, and improvement, because over time you want to be able to do this. You want to be able to lift a load in a greater distance. You want to put in less effort, and that's the end of the day. You want to be able to form a habit in a way that even when you don't want to do it, it's just something that's on routine. It's something that doesn't deviate from you as a person, but rather adds to you. It supplements to the knowledge that you have. It supplements to your very identity, and it doesn't take up too much time. That's the way it should be. However, that's not an ideal society. Especially if we just think about it now, we're not living in an ideal world where we all just be able to have the most perfect habits. In fact, a lot of our brain research has indicated that we, especially as juveniles within a society that's plagued by technology in many situations, we're just continuously addicted to various forms of entertainment. And this is not something that can be easily fixed over the period of months or weeks and such. It takes years in order to practice the skill, because distraction is something that's been manufactured, it's been fabricated by ourselves. We as humans, especially the people who are on top, all the elites, people who are super educated, people who have studied the art of deception, these are the individuals who promote through marketing. Marketing is the very thing that gets us to become distracted, because we glance upon a vision of someone else's, and then we just guarantee that, oh, we want to supplement their vision, we want to acknowledge this, and we feel some sort of internal subconscious guilt when we don't. And that's why people keep on coming back to entertainment. We don't just acknowledge it once and then stop and then never do it again. If you go on YouTube and you watch one video, and you just stop, exit the site, and never come back, this is just not a reality that we live in, because there's not a bunch of successive series of steps, but rather the fact that there's one complete cycle that we must progress through, and that's just the truth that we must realize. And with that, I just want to put on the ending note that I'm probably going to try and be more persistent with this. I want to be able to do less time, and I might even scale down the uploads per day if it means that I can do this for a longer period of time, because at the end of the day, persistence is the only thing that emerges. If you look at someone making hits after hits after hits, even he can get millions of views, he can be popping off in the terms of popularity, relevance, all these sort of factors, all these credibility relying factors. At the end of the day, it's not these that count, it's the persistence. Because you need to be able to put in the work. People want to be evident that you put in amount of value in this. It doesn't necessarily have to be through knowledge. It doesn't have to be necessarily through your speech. It simply has to just be through a form which it captures other people and provides value to them. This can be in the form of entertainment as well. I'm not bashing the entertainment, and I don't want it to be thought this way. However, I do feel like entertainment has taken us from learning, it's taken us from improvement into deception, and this is a very dangerous world and road that we must tread carefully. And I encourage you, especially if you're a youth, to be able to consider all these factors that compound over time and what impact it can have on you as a person. So yeah, with that, I just want to end this video, and yeah, good luck for the future. I might be posting, I'll let any updates know on this channel, and yeah, watch some YouTube shorts if you want to watch some of my YouTube shorts if you want to be able to learn about philosophy, any learnings, any of this, my teachings or observations that I just want to be able to put out. And yeah, good luck for the future, and thanks for tuning in.